it's mentioned in the book of Ezekiel, and they say that basically they have wings. That's how they describe them. But I want to focus more on the angel that being created by the divine, whatever the divine means for every human being, or the angel that we are creating. We can create angel by thought, by talking, and by doing. So there is our personal angel we just created. For example, you think in something positive, you say something positive, and you do something positive, you just create yourself an angel. And that angel eventually become your advisor, which is the best thing that can ever happen to you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but look at that. If you have a good action, not such a good words, and a terrible thought while you're doing the good action, that angel is half good, half bad. So you have an advisor that confusing you, you know, and then when you were about to do something, he's actually lying to you because you lie when you did the good action. I give you an example. You see a poor man in the street, you decide to give him $100 bill. What an action, it's unbelievable. Or you give them food and everything. In your mind, you're judging the person, you hate what you're doing, you don't like, so you just create angels with the emptiness inside, and it's not real. So on the outside it looks good. So we create our own angel. So
what you're saying is that the intention is what sets which type of angel that we put around ourselves. So it's not so much the action that is important. It's much more important what is the intention behind the action. So if we do a good action, but the intention behind it is not good because we don't actually like the person or we're just doing it for the sake of doing something, then actually what we're creating is more negativity in our lives. Because the angel is only going to bring in more negativity in our lives. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. And then you call it inner voice. People start calling it, oh, that's my inner voice told me. That's your terrible inner voice talking to you. It's not, don't listen to it. You just create the inner voice. It's almost like recording myself and listening to my own recording. I just say, do it.
So what is this thing when you say, well, I have somebody on my left shoulder, on my right shoulder, and they're both good and bad, and they're talking to me and same thing. So that's what you're actually saying in that moment.
No, this is a different group. This is angels that been...
There's a lot of angels, dudes.
Yeah, there is a lot.
Hello. What's going on?
There's billions of them.
Are they all around us all the time?
There is a lot of angels, and there is, because this is not the only universe. I mean, we believe there is 7 levels of universe living within our universe. We don't believe there is life on Mars or in Venus. I mean, we can travel there and build a home there, but there is 7 types of creation within one creation.
So you're talking about dimensions.
Dimension, and on planet Earth by itself, there is 7 type of people. I don't like to call it people. We are the people, but there is other 6 which don't look like people. They look similar to people, and
they're here at the same time.
They're here at the same time. So when people see they saw alien, it's possible, but they are not from out of space. They are from here. They live here. This is their place too. But the frequency is different. That's why we can't see it. We can't see it.
So similar to a dog that can hear a particular frequency that we can't hear, you're saying that there is a lot of stuff in our existence that we cannot see.
Yeah.
And that everything in the universe has a particular frequency. And our ability is only to tune in to certain frequencies.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that's outside of our field of recognition because we can't actually see it.
Yeah.
So you're saying that at this time, right now, there is us, the humanoid form, and 6 other forms
we are not alone.
Living simultaneously with us in the space. So I'm going to tell you, but I can't see them, so how do I know what you're saying is real?
Well, we cannot see, I don't know, radio waves right now. It doesn't mean that's not here.
Yes, but I can see the evidence of it.
You can see the evidence.
And I can hear the evidence of it.
Yes.
I don't see the evidence, nor do I hear the evidence of this 6 other forms that supposedly live with us.
But just because we don't see or hear something, it doesn't mean it's not here.
But
now,
then
the evidence...
And that means that that's not experiential, though.
It is experiential.
For whom? Have you experienced it?
Okay, yes. There is experiential, but some of those dimension frequency are not all the time friendly. So for example, I will give an example, but I don't want, if that scared the crowd, I don't want them to be afraid. On Tuesday night or on Friday night, which I personally don't recommend to do, highly don't recommend to do, it's called the night of the demon. Okay, but I don't want
Friday night is the night of the demon?
It's before midnight.
Okay.
But Tuesday night, it can continue after midnight. But Tuesday night is their night. Friday night after midnight is no longer their time. But what happened on Tuesday night? First, what is a demon? It's not an angel. Demon is basically human with no body. It's not an angel. So I'm talking about under entity. It's an entity. It's human with no body. They have family, they have culture, they have philosophy, they have everything. There is many books on that. You know, one of the most famous Kabbalists who wrote about it is from Iraq. His name is Rabbi Yehuda Abtaya. He wrote heavy-duty books on that. Not recommended to everybody because when you read it, you panic because you start to realize you're not alone, never alone. So not fun to read it. But, you know, there is many movies on the subject. There is many, some of them are very true. So when we talk about that type of family, they usually live in the desert. So if you're in the desert alone, Tuesday night, not a wise thing to do. I'm not recommended to all the people who go meditate. Meditate on Monday, meditate on Thursday. Don't go Tuesday night.
Why Tuesday?
Tuesday night, very good. So if you look at the days of creation, the day of creation was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, okay? So basically, if you look at the days of creation, on when it's the nighttime, that's a creation of the next day. What was created on Wednesday morning was the sun and the moon. The sun and the moon didn't get along. It was two sun. It was no sun and the moon. If you look at the books, it was two sun, and then the moon was also sun. Asked God, how come you put the two rulers for one heaven, one sky? So God said to the moon, you know what? Make yourself smaller, so the sun will be the big shot. That's the story.
That's the story. Yeah.
That's the story. It's a myth. We don't have to believe in it, but it's explained to us why Tuesday night is the time, because it's the time of separation. And demon can only come in the time of separation or fear. Either there is fight and separation, they're allowed to come in. It's like inviting them. Actually, three. Separation and fear. If you are experiencing a lot of fear within you, that's an invitation to come next to you. And third, I will tell you another secret from the Zohar, is when you're opening the door, and let's say you have a dirty water, you just wash the floor, and you throw the dirty water through the door. You don't pass the whole bucket outside of the door. You are throwing the water toward outside, but the dirty water running through the door, it's somehow invitation for them to say, you're welcome in my house. So one advice, don't do that. If you wash your house, take the whole bucket, move out of this frame called house, and throw it there. I want to go back just to the angel.
Yes, go ahead.
So the angels, there is the famous one, Michael, Gabriel, Nuriel, Raphael. Those are archangels. They were created by the divine. They exist before. But there is other angel that being created by humans. So that's why I want to make sure it's different groups.
Yes.
And
yes.
And it's different than the demon. Now the demon.
So what you have so far, just to
Yeah.
sum it up for the audience, is you have the archangels,
Yeah.
which are the angels Gabriel, Michael, Nuriel,
Raphael. Yeah.
And then you have angels that are created by us,
By humans,
as
yeah.
human beings.
Yeah.
And then next to that, you also have demons.
Yeah.
And they're created by whom and what?
Okay. If we want to go there, we will.
Well, of course we do.